Hey y'all, this is Mari with the Wild Red Oracle, where in this house we believe that if you're vibing, you're thriving. As always, I hope you are having the most blessed and wonderful of days, nights, weeks, and whenever you happen to come across me. I'm a psychic medium who believes that divination is a tool to communicate the unseen, and divination in its many forms are a language between the diviner and the cosmos and can be used to assist the seeker in the multiple areas of their life. Hence you. All right, so as you may or may not be aware, on May 5th, depending on, I happen to be in Japan for me, it's actually the 6th. We will be coming up on not only a full moon, but also a lunar eclipse. This will be happening in the sign of Scorpio. And so as part of the Lunation series, when I happen to divine during a moon phase, I'm going to go ahead and use the Moon Oracle to assist me in basically helping y'all out with that moon's phases theme. Now, as it is the full moon, normally the full moon is very revealing time. It's big and it's bright as hell, and so things just get revealed that may not always be revealed. And this is, I feel, in my opinion, I feel this is magnetized. Magnetized, yes, but also amplified by the lunar eclipse. Basically, the things that are subconscious, the things that have gone unnoticed, the patterns that you may have, let's go on the wayside, that will all be revealed. Especially in the sign of Scorpio, it is a big chance for transformation, especially under the rulership of Mars and Pluto. If you're into that astrology thing. So yes, I just wanted to take a look. I figured this is a good time to get back on the wagon a little bit and to see what can I tell y'all about what's going on. This is a general reading, of course, but what's going on, what patterns you may be able to basically see, and to use that to affect some good changes in your life. Some good changes, okay? Take advantage of this time. All right, so I usually don't do pick a cards, but we're going to ahead and start doing that. I have 3 piles for you from the Moon Oracle, and we have 3 goddesses. So once you find your goddess, please go ahead and look at the timestamps below, and you'll have your goddess there for further viewing. So here we go. We have, hold on, I gotta censorship. Okay. Ooh, we got censors. Okay, we have one. We have the Black Moon Goddess of Lilith, also Scorpio. Okay, so if you're feeling her, then go ahead and go pile number 1. Pile number 2, we have Athena, a white lunar goddess with Gemini. Okay. And oops, we got a little another little thing. I know my kitty's here too. My kitty's here too. So I'm gonna borrow this for a second. I'm trying to borrow this little. Oops, there we go. So I don't get into trouble. There we go. I hate it. The art is so gorgeous, and that's what really drew me into this deck. But I'm not. I just need to make sure that I'm not gonna get tagged here. I don't believe so, but yeah. All right. So there we go. Again, pile 1 with Lilith, pile 2 with Athene, and pile 3 with Gaia. Okay, so go ahead and choose your piles from the timestamps below, and I will see you there. All right, bye-bye. Hey, pile number 1, thank you so much for stopping by. You chose the Black Moon Goddess of Lilith in Scorpio. And we also have the Moon Child Tarot. That's the tarot I'm going to use today to give us our messages, okay? But first, I do want to go ahead and read the message for the full moon in the water sign, which is flower and fulfillment, okay? So, unfortunately, what I just took away was my marking that place. So let me go ahead and get the book open on that. But yeah, here we go. Flower, fulfillment. This is a period in which the successful outcome of an emotional issue is indicated. Foregoing events have developed positively in the hoped-for direction. An emotionally secure and satisfying situation has been achieved. you are being fulfilled. When this card is the current moon selected from the moon tables, the zodiac sign below will give further interpretation. And we're going ahead and go to Scorpio. Now the desired emotional outcome has been achieved. The extreme nature of this sign can cause you to be overdramatic or secretive about the whole issue. Okay, so it's pulling into the whole Scorpio mystique here. Okay. Also, we'll go ahead and give you a reading on the Black Moon Goddess Lilith here. She looks lovely. Unfortunately, I had to cover up. All right. So, when the Black Goddess Lilith is selected, you must take firm steps to survive courageously against all odds. Events and people may be currently creating an evil image about you, but this must be ignored. You will need to be prepared to go to the utmost of passionate action to achieve the desired end. You can sit back no longer. Change is inevitable, and that which is no longer useful must be rejected. Everything must be reassessed to determine its worth. Lilith is the first of the Black goddesses, and in her death and rebirth role seeks to clear away the accumulated rubbish of life to make room for the birth of the new. The cleansing water of nature in the passionate sign of Scorpio is to seek a challenge worthy of your power. If the goddess card Lilith is selected, then November will be an auspicious month with regard to the question. And the key phrase is take control. Indeed. So as you may or may not know, Lilith has a very interesting history, at least in the Christian mythos. She originally came from the Garden of Eden and was Adam's first wife. So Eve was actually his second bae. First one was Lilith, but she would not let herself be submissive to Adam. She wasn't about that. And so she bounced. She bounced out of the Garden of Eden and basically took her own power and took power into her own hands, took her fate into her own hands. Okay, and so we have here Scorpio and Scorpio. Now this is interesting. So I feel like for you, change is absolutely the name of the game here. So you've been actually going through some transformative state is what I'm picking up here as well. Okay, but you're not quite sure what it is all about. You felt different, but you didn't quite have an idea of what that is for. In this full moon, things will be coming to a climax, and you'll finally get some idea of what exactly this background subconscious change is going to be about. Do not be afraid. Again, be like Lilith. Go ahead and take your power into your own hands. Because, when she bounced out of the Garden of Eden, she didn't know anything else. She was pretty much expressly created, by God in the Garden of Eden. And then when she found out wasn't things were lacking, she basically left and she had no idea. But she went, she found her courage and she went anyway. So whatever powerful transformation you're undergoing, it can be a little scary and it will be bringing up fears of the unknown. And Lilith asks you to go ahead and be bold, take control of what you can, and allow her nature of death and rebirth clear away the unnecessary so new growth can form. Okay. So that's what I'm picking up for you as well. This partial will be revealed is the outcomes of this transformation that you have been undergoing. And due to it being in Scorpio, it is, and like I mentioned before, it will be an emotional transformation. It'll be highly affected by water, so it'll be very emotional. But again, Scorpio is traditionally ruled by Mars, so there is a heat, a passion to this. Okay? So don't be afraid of that fire. Let that fire come forth, okay? And this brings fulfillment. only if you are tapping into who you truly are. I believe. So I'm keep getting messages. I'll get to the tarot whenever I get to the tarot. A lot of this is about authenticity. Because again, Lilith left a literal paradise. Because that paradise would have been worse than being inauthentic to who she was. The unknown was far preferable than to remaining stagnant in what is supposed to be paradise. So everybody's paradises are different. Everybody's utopias are different. And of course, this applies to you as well. Scorpio brings intense feelings for this full moon, amplified by the lunar eclipse. And so you might be feeling a little off kilter, off balance, maybe even a little bit crazy. But know that you aren't. But you may have to buckle down a bit and let these passionate waters come through and wash things away so that new growth can come, that transformation can occur. Because the black artist is, again, death and rebirth in this kind of Scorpio. We also have signs of power here as well. She has a ring and a rod of Sumerian rule authority. The hybrid bird woman, a mixture of, she's a hybrid too. So she's a mixture of human and wild nature. There's a wildness to her that you may want to tap into to help you along on your journey. Okay. The snake, of course, is usually seen as a symbol of death and rebirth as well, as it sheds its skin. It is also a animal that is tied to the water as well. Okay. But yeah, what a lovely goddess that you've chosen. Okay. All right, so let's see what else we can get. All right, let's see what else we can get. So what will be revealed by this lunar eclipse in Scorpio? What will be revealed by this lunar eclipse Scorpio for pile number 1? Okay, very intense. You people go hard. Honestly, this is probably the pile I choose too, because I like to go. I'm pretty intense myself. I like to go hard. Okay. Haven't used the Moonchild Cho in a bit, but I figured we can go ahead and move this over here. Boop-a-doo-boo, and we'll move your goddess over here too. Okay. We have justice. You're not making this easy. Okay. Justice. Okay. The King of Cups. Okay. And the Empress. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. So we have the King of Cups right here in the middle. Lovely. He is the most mature of the cups and typically seen as a very mature and stable personality in the emotional body. This is a man who is a compassionate and fair governor. Okay. He is very emotionally intelligent. And I'm feeling that this is the key here. So we're going to get, especially when we look at it with fulfillment here, because this is emotional fulfillment. And we have the King of Cups here. Okay. So again, when this Lilithian, I don't know, this Lilith energy is coming in with her fire. Again, Scorpio is traditionally ruled by Mars. I mean, right now in modern Western astrology, Pluto Yeah, but traditionally Mars. And so that's why when it comes to like, the water signs, for me, that has that hidden fire to it. Yeah, it's deep waters, but underneath that, it's just like something's heating it up. There's a heating, it's just boiling it up. And with the King of Cups here, you're tapped in. This would be revealed. It's very tapped in. And we also look at Justice too, very discerning. So it's not just the water is heightened here, but with Justice, there's also a clear-cut discernment in the intellectual, mental self as well. And then we have the Empress. So what I do like here is we have two major arcana. Let me make sure we have two major arcana going on. Lovely. And of course the Empress, like Lilith, is also feminine power. The ultimate expression of feminine power right here is found in the Empress. And so something is building. I just got that. Something is building. As this emotional fulfillment comes, whatever is revealed will bring you emotional fulfillment. That's the thing for everybody. But for you especially, again, because of this King of Cups here. That tells me that, yeah, this is a very mature energy here. With this King. Very nurturing. Very nurturing. Okay. Very heart-centered. And then contrasting with Justice here. Okay. What else will be revealed by this lunar eclipse in Scorpio for our pile ones? Okay. You were quite angry, or you might still be angry. There's anger here. Because there was an injustice here. And that's driving you forward. It's driving you forward. I don't know if you can hear my baby is my little gymnast. Okay, so yeah, there's anger here. Because something was out of balance. Something's out of balance here. And what this full moon, this lunar eclipse is bringing to you is a means of getting back into that equilibrium. Because if you notice here with the Empress, let's see, we have 3 of her. Very balanced triangle here. And look at her. She is zenned out. She is totally zenned out. Ain't nothing bothering her. Nothing is bothering her. And again, we have the most emotional maturity of the King and also the Justice card, which is clear-eyed. Emotions aren't going to impact her ability to get to the truth. And again, in light of the full moon here, all is revealed, and so she can make that precise cut so that things get back into balance. Okay. Awesome, guys. Okay, let's see what else we can get. Let me see what else we can get here. Okay. All right, so what else will be revealed to pile 1 during this lunar eclipse in Scorpio? What is going to happen? This lunar eclipse is also happening on, at least depending on where you are in the world. Again, mine doesn't happen until May 6th. So that's why I don't really do the whole 5/5 portal thing. Because for me, it's like I'm so far ahead in the future. It's already 6 to me. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Oh my gosh. However, that is good to know this because 2000 and let's see. Yep, this is May 5th, 2023. Yep, that's when the lunar eclipse is. Okay, we have death. Look at that. Look at that. We have death again. Death is coming up. Death and rebirth seems to be a big sign for you. We have the Fool. Okay, you are major arcana out. Okay. Again, we have the transformation, and we have the beginning here. Okay. I was going to say, if this is a major, it is a major arcana card. We have the Hierophant. Okay. That is crazy. And I shuffled this stuff. I'm going to make sure. Yeah, we have Judgment. Page. Yeah, this is shuffled. I shuffled this. 7 of Cups. 9 of, yeah. 3 of Wands. I shuffled this too. And then we have, look at this. 10 of Swords. Okay. Okay. I get what's going on. So you were upset. You are upset. And something is coming to an end. This full moon lunar season, lunar eclipse season, something is coming to an end, especially as it is going to Scorpio. Because we have the 10 of Swords here, which is an end. We have death, the Fool, ending, new beginning. Okay. That is super interesting. So, this injustice, you will soon see an end to this. So whatever got your head up, whatever made your sense of self-worth, I just got self-worth. This is injustice flared up. That will be resolved, okay? Because the root of it will be revealed. It'll be revealed here. And then you'll be able to take the lessons of Lilith, all right? Take control of your own power and move forward from there. All right? Because again, we have the Fool. The Fool is the 0 key to the major arcana. It is the beginning. You know, the Fool is about to make that leap into the unknown, just like Lilith did. She was a fool. She had no idea what was going on outside the garden. Remember, all she knew was the garden. All she knew was, you know, the trees and the fruits and the animals and her husband. And of course, her creator. That was all she knew. But she left that shit because it wasn't for her. It just was not her. And so she took that chance. And so here again, this is magnified. We have the King of Cups. Again, moving back to the King of Cups here. This is a mature energy. Okay, you're not just Michael LePage, you know, still studying. You know, at this point, you know your shit. You're dialed in emotionally, so you're able to make a clear-eyed decision in regards to this leap into the unknown. Do you know what all exactly is here? No, of course not. Of course not. But you are emotionally and mentally prepared to make this jump from the information that this full moon in Scorpio and this lunar eclipse will bring up to the surface here. Okay. Yeah, because here you are in an untenable situation. Because right now you got all these 10 swords sticking out your back. You are ready for this. Like you've been ready, actually. You're probably like, oh, thank fucking God. Oh, you've been ready. You've been ready. Okay. So I would not be concerned about whether you will land on your feet. You'll be A-okay. You'll be A-okay. I'm also drawn to the snake energy as well. Very drawn to the multiple snakes here. Again, so snakes are very much tied to water, and they are also tied to death and rebirth as well. You are shedding your skin here. Okay. Now let's take a look at this Hierophant here. You are going to learn some stuff. If you can hear my baby, I do apologize. Okay. And the Hierophant is really interesting as opposed to the High Priestess, which I consider to be its counterpart. The High Priestess is seated at 2 pillars in her traditional imagery. And there, behind the curtain, is just who the hell knows, okay? Their own ways to teach, but the Hierophant here, also called the Pope, is like a channel to the divine. He takes it in and then he spreads it out to the masses. That's why you see, usually he'll have like a little posse at the bottom, you know? So either you or someone is going to provide, perhaps, if this is not you, this is somebody else, and they will provide you with a learning opportunity. Not only is a learning opportunity, this thing will be expansive. It would be like a paradigm shift. Okay. If not that, and adding on top of that with death and the Fool and love and going out, how they go out on their own journeys, this Hierophant can be asking you to take a journey of study yourself, because it's also an education, formal education. Hierophant's also for that. I think as the wisdoms and the lessons of this full moon in Scorpio, the lunar eclipse, gradually becomes known to you as you slowly peel away the cocoon. And remember that the butterfly, that is very, excuse my cat's tail, So that struggle the butterfly has from leaving the cocoon is absolutely necessary, because if not, they will not be able to fly. Okay, so once I'm doing that, because we have, again, this shedding, and the snakes shed their skin too. It's not an easy process. They don't enjoy it, but they got to do it, or, they're effed, So once you come out of your skin and it is shed and you're shimmying out, okay, and like the snake, you have a whole new awareness, a whole new point of view. Grab onto that and go with it. Okay? Grab onto that and go with it. And maybe find a like-minded community as well, to help steer you. Because again, usually this guy has, like, there's a group in the place of worship, in the church. So like-minded community as well. Okay, I'm liking that. So what I also want to do for you is, before we go, we're going to go ahead and get one more card from the Moon Oracle with the Lunar Mansion. Now, this is kind of falling out of practice in Western astrology, but if you look at the Chinese and the Vedic and the Old Arabic and the actual traditional astrology as well, lunar mansions, there are 28 of them, and it corresponds to a particular lunar day. And depending on where the moon is in the sky, then each mansion, each house has a different meaning to it. So we're going to go ahead and get one for you, a final message for you from the Divine Mother. Okay, so file one. Okay. All right, you have Fortuna 11. Let's see, get you a good look at that. Fortuna at 11. Okay, so we have the Sun and Jupiter. Looks like Fortuna is the 11th mansion in the sign of Leo at 8 degrees to 21 degrees. Okay, so let's go ahead and boop. Get that out. So Fortuna. Yes, from 8 degrees Leo to 21 degrees Leo, ruled by the Sun and Jupiter. Okay. So a young woman is seated with her back to a small tree and leaf. She is wearing a long blue dress with floral patterning. She opens her hands to receive a gold coin from the beak of a hovering bluebird. Other golden coins fall freely in front of her. In the background, a pale red moon glows in a yellow sky. Fantastic. The lunar eclipse, as you know, produces a red moon. Very synchronistic. Here we go. Azobre, the hair of the lion's head. Traditionally, when the moon was in this mansion, it was considered a good time for voyages and for spells enabling prisoners to escape. It was thought to give people born under its influence an idealistic attitude or very refined taste. Meaning, the Sun and Jupiter in harmonious combination signify extreme good fortune. The gold coins represent the Sun, and the bluebird is the traditional color of Jupiter. The coins are a symbol of good fortune in general and do not necessarily signify financial gain. The planet Jupiter is life expanding, while the Sun represents creative ability. As the Sun is in its own generous sign of Leo, this is the mansion of splendid opportunity. If this card is drawn, it often indicates that you are lucky enough to be born into a well-off family and will inherit significant sums of money, or that you are naturally talented in some way or will come into contact with someone who is. Okay, could be this Empress here. Okay. Key phrase, extreme good fortune. I love that for you, Pile 1. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by. I very much appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me how you liked it. Tell me what hit, what resonated with you. And I will see you again in another reading. Take care. Best of luck. Bye. Hey, pile number 2. Thanks so much for stopping by. You have chosen the goddess Athene, white moon goddess of the sign of Gemini, and this is your reading. What will be revealed in this lunar eclipse in Scorpio for you? So first, let's go ahead and take a look at the goddess you've chosen. You've chosen the goddess Athene or Athena. Very lovely. Let's see here. I had her marked, but of course I lost it. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So Miss Athene, white goddess Gemini. Key phrase, 2 meaty irons in the fire. This goddess reveals that the questioner possesses a wealth of inherited talents and gifts. These can be used for the good of others or for self-advancement. Athene suggests that solely looking after your own interests may not be the way to achieve the result you want. It may be that if you use your abilities in the service of others, you will gain your desires in a more positive and fulfilling way. The last of the young white goddesses sees each problem as a chance for creative thought. Gemini here. The nature of air in Gemini is versatile and broad-minded. There is a danger of being too diverse in attitude for the current situation. If this goddess card is selected, then June will be a significant month with regard to the question. Okay, so next month, be on the lookout. Now, I also want to go ahead and read to you about this full moon in water. As in tropic astrology, we are now in the sign of Scorpio. Ooh, where we at? Here we go. Okay. So we have flower fulfillment. This is a period in which the successful outcome of an emotional issue is indicated. Foregoing events have developed positively in the hoped-for direction. An emotionally secure and satisfying situation has been achieved. You are feeling fulfilled. Okay, and as we are in Scorpio, now the desired emotional outcome has been achieved. The extreme nature of this sign can cause you to be overdramatic or secretive about the whole issue. Okay. All right, so you're light on your feet. You're very air heavy as well. And like the oracle has said, you do have very many rods in the fire. So this full moon will show you, this lunar eclipse in Scorpio will cut away the excess and will give you a clue as to where you should be prioritizing. Because you're very skilled. You're creative. But there are only so many hours in the day, and there are only so many days in the week, weeks in the month, months in the year. So you are going to have to prioritize a bit. Now, it was suggested that in the service of others. Of course, you don't have to. You ain't got to. But being in service of others, I do feel will help expedite some of these issues. Because if you have a distorted view of what you think you want and believe you want, that could send you off on a very unnecessary, unnecessary. To me, in the end, all journeys have a necessity to them, but it will cause a lengthy detour that you may not appreciate. Okay? However, by being in service of others, it may cause you to really expedite. It may, in the light of this full moon here, it may become more crystal clear into where you want to go. The key here is to follow the fulfillment, though, because here we have fulfillment. Emotions are bloomed. Okay. So the lunar eclipse is a time for you to reprioritize, to allow the energies to do what they need to do. There is some resistance to you, I feel. Because I said you got so many things going, got so many balls in the air, you're worried that if one drops, they will all drop. But you're kind of making things difficult for yourself is what I'm also getting. It doesn't have to be that way. You can do everything that you need to do. You just have to create a time for that. There's a season for everything. Everything has its time. And divine timing may be unfathomable to us mere mortals down here. But it is absolutely key in your case, pile 2. This is something that you absolutely do need to be aware of and take into account. And usually, this is especially for me, because I can be impatient myself, but it feels like it takes forever. But no, it just happens in its own time. So yeah, you are talented AF, but you're kind of weighted down. And for an air sign, it's not the best environment for you. You prefer to feel light, like airy, light, breezy, beautiful cover girl, Use this wisdom. Athena is also the goddess of wisdom. She's also the goddess of war, of course. So plan your battles. Be selective again. Don't be worried about a lack of time. You got the time. Okay. Okay. So let these energies clear some stuff away from you. And let these energies serve their purpose. As in the sign of Scorpio, death or rebirth. Like a snake shedding its skin. Let that fall. Let the unnecessary and the old fall away so that you can put your energy to things that are more fulfilling to you. Okay? That's what I got. All right. Moonchild Tarot. Here you go. All right, so let's see what the tarot has to say about what will be revealed during this lunar eclipse occurring if you're in the Western Hemisphere, May 5th. I am in the Eastern Hemisphere, so for me it will be May 6th. So that's why I didn't really go into the deep 5/5 portal thing, because for me that is, I don't know. Honestly, I just don't know how that works. I'm like, does it still count? I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know. But the number 5, however, is a number of change. It is a number of change. Kind of unstable until we get more into the 6. There we go. We got the 2 of Wands. Okay. Pile 2. All right. Am I doing this? All right. Death. This also came out in pile number 1. And I shuffled between... I make sure to mix things up in between. So it looks like it came out again. All right. So Scorpio. Scorpionic energy is big. And we have the 4 of Cups. Okay. Yeah. Take a bit of a time out. Take a bit of a time out here. Okay, because yeah, you are looking out. And you're making plans. Okay. But the key is to let this energy happen. Okay. And coming from someone like me who is hard-headed, I used to have some serious control issues that can be hard. But that's what we're being asked to do. Because that will make things clear for you. That will be revealed. So this lunar eclipse in Scorpio for you, pile 2, just to reiterate, is it will reveal to you your priorities, what should be prioritized for you. Now, each situation will be different, so that'll just depend on your certain situations. So again, go by your feelings here. You know, this is a water sign, so again, go by your feelings. Okay. And what I also pointed out in pile number 1 is traditionally Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So we got this little passion, we got the heat to it. It's not just cold, tepid water. This is heated up. This is passion. Okay. And it's that type of heat is generated that allows for this transformation to occur. And for someone, it seems you're very air heavy. So for someone like that, it can be a little iffy. It might be a little bit out of your comfort zone, but let it happen. Let it happen. This is the time for it. The lunar eclipse is absolutely time for just to let the energies just do what they need to do. And all you gotta do is just stay out of the way. Okay, make things easier for yourself. Okay. Now there's 4 cups here. What a gentle energy right here. Very gentle. This imagery is also a little different than the traditional Coleman Smith illustration as well. But you has a guy sitting under a tree with 3 cups, arms crossed, and there's a little hand, little Monty Python hand coming out from nowhere, hanging a cup off, and he just doesn't see it because he's too focused on the 3 before him. But for her, look at her, she's in the exact middle of these 4. She is aware of all 4 cups. She is contemplative. And that's something that you should slip into as well. This is time for you to be contemplative. Air is typically is considered a masculine active element. I believe it is faster than fire, because fire and air are the masculine elements. Water and earth are the feminine elements. Okay. So while you're quick in mind, here it's asking you to slow down a bit, because you want to be able to perceive this revelation. Because again, it'll be revealed, but it doesn't mean that you'll pick up on it. Okay? So this is really, for me, this is highlighting to me that you really want to make sure you slow down enough and you're dialed in enough so that you pick up on what you need to prioritize. Because again, you got a lot of stuff going on. You have a lot of stuff going on, so it'll be quite easy for you to just miss that because you're juggling all this stuff. And you're skilled in a whole bunch of stuff. That's not an indictment. That's actually, it's really impressive. You are skilled at a bunch of stuff, okay? But right now, you're being asked to prioritize. And for that, you need to be dialed in enough to your heart, to emotions here. Okay? And the key to that is what brings you fulfillment, it looks like. Because that's our theme for today. Okay? So, but going back to the previous meaning of this card. So she's going in and contemplating, but the decision meaning does still kind of hold. There is a risk of apathy as well. Sometimes you just got so much going on, you're just like, oh, fuck it, whatever, jump. Okay? So be wary of that as well. Okay? Especially as a Scorpio, and these feelings may be intense, that intense emotional thing, that the fire of Mars, it can be intense. So it's easy to be overwhelmed. Okay? Just keep that in mind, all right? Just keep that in mind, okay? All right, let's see what else I can get here. Just to clarify these cards here. All right, pile 2. What other messages do you have for me, please? What will be revealed from your Eclipse? Get some clarification on these cards. Okay. 5 of Pentacles. Okay. This is subconscious fear. Notice how she's left exposed and naked. Well, can we see anything? Okay, we can't. Okay. But still, let's err on the side of... okay. I got to use a deck that doesn't have this issue, but I really wanted to use these cards because they're gorgeous. There seems to be a subconscious fear. Perhaps the reason you're juggling so much, not only because you have the skills to do it, is because if you slow down enough, you may start thinking things that you have been avoiding. That could also be revealed, the things you've been avoiding. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely being asked to slow down a bit because, we have another imagery of being in like a lotus posture, a meditation posture. Okay. Also overwhelmed. 9 of Wands. No, that's a 7. That's a 10. No, that's 9 of Wands. Okay, 9 of Wands. Going back again to the Coleman Smith illustration. Dude's beat up. he got his ass kicked essentially because he is leaning on a wand. He's bandaged up. It's actually kind of sad, but he still stands. He still stands. So hold on. So in regards to this death here. I'm thinking this is for everybody, but this is a much needed shift. Because you've been through it. This has been through some stuff here. Okay. But you're resilient. But you are resilient. So whatever's going on, don't give up here, okay? Because yours very close. I'm not sure, but you're close to something. You're close to something. Let's get this last card out here. Okay, this also came out for pile one. So I'm might be seeing a pattern here in regards to the end of cycles, in the troublesome cycles. As you can tell, she's been through it. She's been through it too. Okay. Yes, you're absolutely being asked to center yourself a bit because you got a lot of swords in the fire here. Got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. I'm drawn back to this Two of Wands here. And she's facing towards us between two pillars. Okay. There's an explorative feel to her in this context. Very explorative feel to me. So why is this Five of Pentacles here? A mask, okay? I also got a mask. She's standing bold and looking straight forward on, but underneath the body language. Look at the body language. Oh well, I just curved it up, but it was like fetal position. It's a fetal position. The body language is completely and utterly different. Okay, and we got from the light of day to the dark of night. We go from fertile land to rocky, barren land. So we're projecting this, but underneath, we are very insecure. Okay. That will go away with this. Okay. And again, I believe that insecurity is partially what led you to start juggling all this. I gotta do this, I gotta do this, got this, and this. Once you are centered in yourself, and once you fall back on your resilience, hold on, batten down the hatches and hold on through this turbulent transformation. Look at this dance. Look at the snake that's shedding its skin. Look at the moth and the butterfly. Transformative. Okay. So that is what will be revealed to you. What you need to prioritize. And furthermore, a little bit tangentially, what is causing the insecurity that just came? The cause for this as well. Lack of funds, mayhap. Resources. You hate the feeling of being exposed because, again, the gods you've chosen is compared to the other gods, compared to Lilith and God, she's covered up. She is showing nothing. She is fully armored. She has a shield, fully clothed. Lilith was bearing it all, and Miss Guy even had the girls out. But Miss Athene here, she's covered up. Okay, it could be hiding something. Okay, so slow down enough so that revelation can come to you. Okay, all right. Let's see off before we have the lunar mansions. Now, this is falling in favor of the modern Western astrology, but if you're into Chinese astrology or Vedic astrology, you still use the lunar mansions. Are basically the houses of the moon for the corresponding to the lunar days. And depending on where it falls in the sky, you got a message. So let's see what final message do you have for pile number 2? What message do you have for pile number 2. All right, here we go. Your lunar mansion is Guru. Okay. Number 27. Okay. There are 28 of these. You have number 27. Okay, I'm seeing some crows. All right. Okay. Let's get the book out for Guru and check him out. Ooh, Guru looks actually really cool. I love that for you. All right, 27. Do. Okay, from 4 degrees Pisces to 17 degrees Pisces, ruled by Neptune and the moon. Okay, excellent. A Buddha-like figure floats, legs crossed, in an attitude of meditation and serenity. His face is painted with the symbol of yin-yang, or yin-yang. At his waist is a symbol of transcendence. Energy waves emanate from his head and shoulders. Beneath the figure fly 2 bluebirds, representing spiritual enlightenment, and behind him is the disk of a red moon. Lovely. Again, the lunar eclipse brings across a red-colored moon. Nice. Okay. Oh, here we go. This name. Algarfermuth, the second drawing of the water. Traditionally, the moon in this mansion was considered a good time for everything to do with clairvoyance, psychic powers, and spiritual matters. Okay, so that could be why we kept getting you in this meditative position, okay? Notice how, psychic is kind of heightened here along this line here. You know, if you do believe in the chakras, you know. It was not, however, thought to be an auspicious period for beginning a project, which is bound to be fraught with difficulties or delays during such a time. Okay, they could account for this frustration here, but let's continue. All right, the card meaning. The deep emotional moon, in conjunction with the high aspiring Neptune, can signify inspiration or escapism in this, the most spiritual of signs, Pisces. Often, this combination of planets can denote withdrawal from the world of reality, perhaps by taking drugs. The moon in this mansion signifies creative inspiration on a very high level, in which fantasy and reality can, for a while, become one. If you draw this card, you may have the desire to escape from a difficult situation, or simply take a little time out to get your head together. I just love how synchronicity that is. Yep. 4 of Cups here. Okay. Absolutely take this time. Key phrase, inspiration or escape. Again, it's up to you. I don't know your situation particularly, especially as a general reading. But if you want my suggestion, I would take this time to take a bit of a time out, recuperate, and allow these energies to direct you to a place where you feel better fulfilled, where your many talents can be used productively in the way that is best for yourself. Okay. All right. Pile 2. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you have anything, hit, if you're vibing with anything, if you have any, things you want to see on my channel, then please let me know. But as always, thank you so much for stopping by, and you have a blessed night and day. Take care now. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Thank you so much for stopping by. And this is your reading to what will be revealed to you this lunar eclipse and full moon in Scorpio. So you've chosen the goddess Gaia, who unfortunately will have to have her girls contained for the duration of this reading. Very sad. I love the girls, but we've been stifled by the man. All right, so here we go. So first, I want to go ahead and read you the meaning of this full moon and water card with flower and fulfillment, okay? So here we go. This is a common theme throughout all 3 piles, okay? So not missing anything, but this is where the good stuff happens. So here we go. This is a period in which the successful outcome of an emotional issue is indicated. Foregoing events have developed positively in the hoped for direction. An emotionally secure and satisfying situation has been achieved. You are feeling fulfilled. When this card is the current moon selected from moon tables, the zodiac signs below will give further interpretation. Okay, moon in Scorpio. Now the desired emotional outcome has been achieved. The extreme nature of this sign can cause you to be overdramatic or secretive about the whole issue. Okay. So that is the full moon Scorpio. Let's take a look at your chosen goddess Gaia here. Gaia actually pops out to me quite a bit, so it's pretty funny. Okay. So she's the red goddess of Libra. Her key phrase is look for the Achilles heel. Drawing the goddess Gaia reveals that you will go to extremes to protect that which is precious to you. She shows that something you have produced is unacceptable to others, and you may have to take drastic steps in order to protect that which you have created. Eventually, out of the extreme nature of your response will come some good. Gaia is the last of the red goddesses, and in her sustaining role, seeks to see both sides of a situation before taking emphatic action. The nature of air in Libra is to weigh the pros and cons of each situation in order to be sure that the eventual decision made is the correct one. If the Gaia card is selected, October will be an important month with regard to the question. You are very conflicted, is what I immediately got. You are very conflicted. This time, with the full moon on top of the water sign, on top of a lunar eclipse, is really creating some friction between your logical processes here. And you don't like it. That's what I'm getting. You do not care for it. You feel stifled, like I just had to cover up. You feel stifled. You wish that you can just forego this emotion thing altogether. Unfortunately, human beings do not work that way. Okay. There's a lot of love in you, though. There's a lot of love. And you have the ability to produce so many incredible things that may not be understood, but they're still yours. And honestly, that's all you really, that's all that's important, really. Okay? So you are feeling a little exposed, a little touchy. And out of the three groups, despite the fact that Lilith came out as a black moon goddess, you are the most secretive, I feel. Again, this is the general. This right here is more general than this one here. You are far more secretive than even Pile 1 with the Lilith card that came out. You keep your cards close to your chest again because you do want to weigh the pros and cons of each situation, but your emotions aren't letting you do that as cleanly as you used to do. And that's where a lot of the friction comes. It asks you, this is a time of learning lessons, okay? It seems that you have put this emotions on the back burner for a bit too long, and now they're starting to bubble up. And you can't quite stop it. Let it happen. Because as human beings, you can only do that for so long. There is no disconnecting from emotions. There is none of that. if pushed to a point, you can be very vindictive. Gaia was the one who killed the hunter Orion. Orion boasted that with his incredible skill, he would be able to kill all animals on the earth. And seeing as they were Gaia's children, she didn't take to that. And so she sent a giant scorpion, and the scorpion took him out. That is a Scorpio constellation, by the way. At least that's the myth about the Scorpio translation. Constellation. It was a scorpion sent by Gaia to kill a man who boasted about randomly killing her children. And so she had him assassinated. Okay. So it's funny that this falls into Scorpio and Gaia comes out as well. Not to be trifled with, but you do want to make sure that impulse is measured. And this is part of the lesson. Okay? You're somewhat aware of this, which is why you have disengaged to a certain extent. But again, that only works for so far. So now you have to learn about balance. Scales, Libra. Now you have to learn how to balance the sides of you. The side you may not be so proud of. The side that is a little bit destructive. And could potentially lead your life to ruin. That creativity can be used to lead your life to ruin if you are not careful. And this full moon in Scorpio will show you how. It'll show you how to get into balance. How to balance those chaotic those parts of yourself into less chaos, more order. Because when you feel more settled, more orderly, you'll be able to create from such a beautiful, authentic place. It will be awe-inspiring. That requires balance, and you are not balanced at this point in time. The lunar eclipse, though, can be quite chaotic for some people, depending on how their chart looks. You know, what not positions. Oh my God, I just forgot the word. Sorry, I live in a foreign country and I'm forgetting my English. What's the word? Placements? Placements, okay. The placements, the angles that will affect how you feel. But this one is proving a bit rough to you because it is revealing to you how to bring yourself back into balance. Okay. How to react in a way that is proportionate. We don't know if Orion was seriously going to slaughter everything on Earth, but we never will because Guy killed his ass. So let's go ahead and let's get the tarot. Let's see what the tarot can get us. Okay. Let's see what this tarot can get us. We'll put you over here. Still covered up, unfortunately. Oh, I am so sad. Oh. Alrighty. Alright. So, what will the lunar eclipse reveal to pile 3? What will... What will the lunar eclipse reveal to pile 3? What will the lunar eclipse reveal to pile 3? Yeah, balance, balance, balance. Okay. Different from the air sign Gemini. That's what group 2 got. They got Gemini. A little bit different. Both air signs. Different feel, though. Different feel. Okay. All right. Let's see what you get. You got 9 of Pentacles. Okay. 9 of Cups. Ooh, the Devil. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just making sure we got all. Got everything all set. Okay. Got the Five of Cups here. Yeah, balance. The devil's telling me that something is out of whack here. And if the Five of Cups underneath the deck tells me that, especially we have, usually it's like 3 cups fallen, 2 cups up, but in this one it's 4 cups up, but 1 fallen. This is a very interesting visual here. Actually, I'm looking at it further. It's leading up to a gateway where the moon can be seen. And we have a shoreline. Very interesting. That 1 cup, though. Okay. Okay. So we had the 9 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and we have the Devil card. Let's start. Sorry, cat hair. Listen, I vacuumed for like half an hour, and I still, oh God, I don't know what to do. They're just going to clog my lungs, and then I won't be able to do readings anymore, and it'll be so sad, you know. But okay. So with the Devil here, yeah, I am. That really highlights the destructive aspect of what I was alluding to earlier. Okay. There is a tendency to immediately go to the negative or an aggressive reaction or point of view. There is a tendency to get trapped, and this can create a blockage. Okay. There is a tendency to let our tempers get the best of us, again, because God was one that, you know, sent a giant scorpion and killed a motherfucker. So, but is it within those shortcomings? That is where we can grow. Okay? And that's what this lunar eclipse wants to show you. It wants to show you this opportunity to move out of this pattern of destructiveness. It wants to help. Play in a box. Okay. It wants to give you the opportunity to learn how to regulate, to learn how to control yourself, to learn not to immediately violently, I got violently, that to whoever that fits. Defensiveness. There's a tendency for that. There is a tendency to be up in your head. Air sign. So I like the 2 9s here, though, because again, I believe that it's to show you all of these so you can take steps to balancing yourself. So we have 2 9s here. We have a 9 9. So we're almost close. We're almost close to the end goal here, represented by the 10s. And in the Suit of Pentacles and Cups, those are some very good 10s. So you're on the cusp of that. Again, see, look at this. She's dancing along, and she's right before like a doorway that takes her to this lovely place. So close, so far. So close yet so far is what I also got. Gaia asks you not to replicate her mistakes. Because what is done in temper and anger cannot be undone. Again, so let's look back at her lesson, particularly this sentence. Eventually, out of the extreme nature of your response will come some good. Okay. The extreme nature will come some good eventually. Okay. I'm not getting the feeling that you should give up on creation, because a little bit before that, it's something you created will be seen as unacceptable to others. And you may have to take drastic steps in order to protect that. I'm not actually getting anything that says to abandon that. Now, actually, I'm getting the opposite. By all means, protect. Protect what you got. But don't go too hard, you know? Sorry, might hear something. Okay? Don't go too hard. You don't have to summon a giant scorpion to have someone, assassinated, You can take a more measured response. And how you go about that will be revealed. So again, this comes with, will be revealed, will be how you can self-regulate. Because it came with the Nine of Cups. Emotionally, you'll be far more emotionally balanced here. Nine of Pentacles. Now, I do want to see here, in contrast to the air, which I mentioned before, I got the feeling of you, or its tendency to disengage from the emotional. Here, it is really wanting you to ground and get those emotions, to really work on that. Okay. That's part of the key to that'll help you get more balance here. To how to address this. Because as long as you're incapable of self-regulating, this will be underneath. These little demons out just pick away at you. Just pick. Okay? They'll just pick away at you. But abundance is so close. Abundance is so close. You just gotta get some balance in. Okay. So let's see what else we can get here. Let's get 3 more cards to clarify what will be revealed to pile 3 during this lunar eclipse. Ooh, okay. Wheel of Fortune. Speaking of balance. Okay, so the time is now to get this done. Okay. Everything is a cycle, and in this current cycle, this is where you're at now. There is no better time to do this. If you don't get it now, Tower. Something shook you. Which is what prompted the response. The extreme response that talked about, no doubt. Okay. And the thing with Tower is this was unavoidable. Like I said, everything is a cycle, and this is just where yours is. So now you have a choice to make about how you will proceed. I suggest, this wasn't pretty, I apologize. That is just, okay. Okay. Okay, my suggestion would be to really address and look into ways to self-regulate, but let's see. And how you can do that will be revealed, okay? So it looks like something will occur, and that will be your chance. That'll be your chance to get a lesson to learn. 7 of Wands. Yep, stand your ground. Look at that. Again, not getting the feeling that you should abandon anything or not at all. And the High Priestess. Okay. You are also Major Arcana out. Okay. You're going to have to go deep, though. That's what you're being asked to do. You're just going to have to go deep in this shit. The surface level things that you've been doing, it's not going to cut it anymore. And if you miss this chance, it'll come around again. I mean, it's not permanent. It'll come around again, but this is a very good chance. A very good chance for these things to be addressed. I would not miss it myself. Okay. So again, the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. These are two cards in Major Arcana that are basically represented totally outside of our control. There is no controlling these. There's no controlling these. And I think part of the lesson is you accepting that. I think part of the extreme response, part of the tendency to react in an aggressive or extreme way is out of an attempt to bring some control, but unfortunately, there will just be times where you just can't. You know? Can't stop the sun from rising. Can't do it. Can't stop it from setting. Okay? The sun will rise and it will fall. The tides will go from low to high and back again. That's just how it is. So you are going to have to go on a time of self-discovery. What this full lunar eclipse will bring to you will be an opportunity to really reveal this discovery. And look at this eclipse here. If you take your attention to the Seven of Wands, I love the synchronicity of that because look at that eclipse. Okay. So if you go through the lessons of the devil here, you will learn some shit. You will learn some shit. You'll have in taking in these lessons and learning how to balance, you will actually become more powerful. Okay. There's a misconception that to have control is power. Not quite. At least in my opinion. In my opinion, true power is influence as well as acknowledging when you do not have control. Knowing and being able to discern when you are what you can control and what you cannot control. Because once you're able to discern that, you can make wiser choices. Choices that are more in alignment with what is actually in your heart. That's in more alignment to you instead of what you think it to be. Mm-hmm. The devil is a wonderful opportunity for that. Because once you go through it, you'll be far more wise. And unfortunately, that's just how lessons have to be learned sometimes, you know. So we have here an eclipse. This is solar eclipse, though. Solar eclipse. Okay. So a chance for quick growth, very quick growth. Not like the 8, but basically you're standing in your power. And the more traditional, or not traditional, and the more like Coleman Smith imagery, which people are usually familiar with, the guy is on the high ground, you know, and he's batting away them other rods, their other wands, you know. He is standing firm. He's standing in his power. Okay. So underneath this is here. Is this. Okay. So again, have some faith. You'll get this. As this tells me, you'll get this. What will be revealed is the pathway to this balance. Okay. And again, you will only become stronger at the end of this. Okay. So stay the course on whatever you are wanting to achieve, what you're wanting to create. Again, stay the course. And whatever is thrown your way, know that by learning how to keep an even keel, knowing when to discern, when to move more into your head space, into your heart space, or better yet, learning how to merge the two. Okay. Knowing when to discern when a more aggressive response is required. Okay. That will be revealed to you. Okay, excellent. All right, so this last little bit, I want to pull one more oracle from the Moon Oracle. It'll be the Lunar Mansions. There are 28. Again, falling out of favor in modern Western astrology. However, if you're looking at Chinese and Vedic and Arabic, basically old traditional astrology, then lunar mansions are very important, okay? Very important means of divination, very important means of providing more insight. Yes, okay. All right, you got stone. Let me bring this up closer to you. Stone. Okay. Number 4. Okay. So each corresponds to a lunar day. And depending on where the moon is positioned, then you can learn some interesting things. Oh, you're number 4. Oh, you're actually towards the front. Okay, pardon me. I was going towards the back for some bizarre reason. All right, Mansion 4 stone from 8 or so degrees Taurus to 21 degrees Taurus, ruled by Mercury and Saturn. Okay. 4 steps lead to a large, very solid and secure, but plain-looking rectangular building with a small outbuilding on either side. It is part of a large, pale-colored stone tablet which rises above it. On the pale stone, strange symbols are inscribed, representing close family secrets and traditions. Above the tablet and bending over it is the crowned figure of a woman with long blonde hair. Around her neck, she wears a paper-like garment containing writing. Her arms hang down on either side of the tablet, as if to embrace the stone. Aldebaran, the eye or head of Taurus. Traditionally, when the moon was located in this mansion, it was said to cause the destruction of buildings and to create discord within families. Ooh. Well, let's take a look at the meaning. Mercury conjoined with Saturn in Taurus denotes a serious attitude towards possessions. Clearly, okay? Very clear. Saturn traditionally represents ancestors and family background together with the security of inheritance. This lunar mansion is strongly material and possessive in moon. If this mansion card is drawn, it suggests you have a stubborn, protective attitude to what you see as personal property, which may be a family business or simply strong family traditions. Your attitude towards this matter is inflexible and old-fashioned. The way in which you have always done things is the only way. Okay. If you look at this tower, that may be coming to an end. Okay. That may be what this is calling to. This is coming to an end. This makes sense. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Yeah. That could be the response we're talking about. So, the ways you have done things is not going to last much longer, I'm afraid. So you are going to have to learn how to balance, adapt. Okay? Your key phrase is sticking to the familiar. Okay, with that, I will leave you to ruminate over. All right, thank you so much, Pile 3, for watching and joining in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to comment, boost me on the algorithm, and tell me what you liked, what you vibed with, okay? All right, so I will leave you here. Enjoy your weekend and have a good full moon and lunar eclipse, okay? Bye.